Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. How's your Tuesday going so far? Hopefully, eating some delicious and nutritious meals. And if you're not eating some delicious and nutritious meals, then let me know how I can help you to eat more of them. Because there is always a way if you're committed to making it happen. Today we're talking about a balanced diet. You probably, like someone who is interested in health and healthy eating, healthy diet, nutrition, you probably hear this term, these words, this combination of words, a balanced diet or a healthy diet quite often. But then often, from my experience, when you actually ask people, what is a healthy diet? What is a balanced diet? You hear usually some mumble jumble, and it's very hard to understand that. And also it's even harder to eat according to this really vague guidelines. And so part of my work and a huge passion for me is to trying to define a balanced, a healthy diet better. And so far, from everything that I've learned, everything that I've read, everything that I've researched, what makes sense to me, and it probably will make sense to you, is that a healthy diet, a balanced diet, first of all, it's a diet that supplies all the nutrients, energy, macronutrients like fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, all the micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, and all things like fiber, different phytochemicals, different kinds of fatty acids. So a balanced, a healthy diet is a diet that supplies all of that we need for optimal performance, for optimum health, for a long, healthy life, and to prevent degenerative diseases and to help our body to fight any stressors that life can throw at us. So a balanced and healthy diet is the diet that supplies, that gives our body all that it needs, that supplies all the nutrition requirements for a healthy human being. You're not a gorilla, you're not an elephant, you're not a whale. So what is a healthy diet for a cow is not a healthy diet for a human being. And so I often hear, oh, you see, this is an elephant, they're vegetarians, and they're so big, and that's why humans do not need to eat any meat or animal products to get big or to build muscles or to support their lifestyle, their health, their short and long-term health. But all of the species, we have different digestive system. We have a different way how our body, how our organism functions and what it actually needs. So comparing yourself to an elephant, well, you're not an elephant and not trying to become one, right? So a balanced diet of an elephant is not a balanced diet for you. So just remember that. And then remember that, again, a balanced, a healthy diet is not a balance of crap and food that doesn't harm you or is considered to be healthy. A balanced diet should first and foremost supply your body with everything it needs, and we have a pretty good idea what it needs in terms of vitamins and minerals and carbohydrates and fats and proteins. And yeah, we don't know everything, and it probably will take some time before we know everything, if it ever happens, but we know quite a lot. And in the show notes you'll find a link to all the micronutrient requirements, for example, for a human body, like what kind of vitamins you need, in what amounts. And also there's going to be a link that will lead you to a resource where you can, it's a website, Check My Food, where you can check different foods and you can see how many percentages of your requirement that food supplies. Just, to do a little research about your own way of eating and whether you are eating truly a healthy diet or not. I also like to say to everyone who talks to me about food, that is a lot of people, anyhow, that an apple can be a totally healthy part of a balanced diet, but you cannot survive on apples. And so also you can't say, I'll just eat pizza. Your body does not work on pizza. Pizza does not supply everything your body needs. Yeah, it can supply energy. It probably can supply, some of the fats, because your body needs actually different fats, or some of the proteins, but it's definitely not going to supply you all the vitamins and minerals, and they are just as essential as your energy, as your fats, as your carbohydrates. Another thing that a lot of people seem not to understand, you might not really grasp this idea yet too, is that, people ask me, can't I have a cookie on a healthy diet? And the problem with that approach is that every time you choose to eat a cookie, you don't eat other nutritious foods. You don't eat fatty fish. You don't eat broccoli. You eat the cookie. And the cookie doesn't have omega-3 fatty acids. The cookie doesn't have phosphorus and magnesium. Well, some healthy cookies, some healthier cookies might have that. But most of the cookies and foods of the same nature are nutritionally empty. And that's the problem with those foods. Not the calories, not the fat, not the fats, not even the carbohydrates or sugars, but the nutritional emptiness of those food. People often tell me, it's hard to get all your nutrients from food. All the food is deficient in something now. We have poor soils, everything, the quality of our food decreases. And then those same people continue to eat some crappy, really nutritionally poor or nutritionally empty diet because they can have it perfect. A better approach would be eat as many nutrients per bite of food, per calorie of food as you can imagine. And maybe then, if you still want it, have your cookie. So a better way, to have a healthier, balanced diet without having to count everything and put everything in your apps that will track your vitamins and minerals and your nutrients. So a better way for now is to start every meal with a huge bowl of different sorts of vegetables, fresh and cooked, sometimes fresh, sometimes cooked, as good quality as you can get. The best is, local and fresh, sometimes frozen, because frozen can also be better than quote unquote fresh, because when produce stays on the shelf under light and different temperature, it loses a lot of nutritional value. Anyhow, so eat a lot of vegetables, and every single meal, eat a lot of vegetables. Start a meal with vegetables. Then add some healthy fat and protein-rich animal foods, like maybe fatty fish or organ meats or eggs or different cuts of meats. And then after that, maybe have some tubers. Those are also really great sources of fibers and phytochemicals and different vitamins and minerals, like maybe sweet potato or Jerusalem artichokes is one of my favorite tubers also. Tubers are amazing. Maybe some carrots, maybe, some beets, maybe some beans, cooked in an appropriate way, maybe some whole grains like quinoa, maybe some nuts, maybe a piece of fruit. Eat all of this, starting with a huge bowl of vegetables, cooked in a healthy and appropriate way for that vegetable. Fatty protein, then those smaller additions of also really great food for you. And then if after that you still feel like eating the cookie, then eat your freaking cookie. The problem is, what I noticed from my coaching practice is people start eating cookie at first. Like they feel like I gotta have cookie right now, and then they don't eat meals. And that's the problem. Not really the cookie itself, but the fact that for a lot of you folks, it substitutes nutritious meals. Also, another question related to a balanced, healthy diet I get asked a lot is something like that. But our parents or grandparents never had to think about that, and they were fine. Here is the thing, guys. I don't know about your parents and grandparents, but my parents and grandparents grew up in an environment where most of your food would come from a farm or from your parents' farm, and it would be organic by default. It would be local, it would be fresh, and it would be seasonal, and you would have to rotate it because there was no huge chain of supermarkets that would carry all the foods all the freaking time 24/7. And with all of these choices, that choice is good when you can navigate that choice, but if you have no idea how to eat healthy, a lot of choice is not a good news. And why our parents and grandparents eat healthier? Not because they were smarter, but because they didn't have any other choice. All the food that was available was minimally processed, and most of it you had to cook. And that's why our parents and grandparents ate better. Now you go to a supermarket and there is a lot of processed food that is aggressively marketed to us compared to whole foods that has almost no marketing budget or no marketing campaigns, and then you start choosing these processed foods over whole foods, and you don't want to cook, or you don't have time to cook, and you don't want to figure out how the way to make it happen, nutritionally balanced home cooked meal, and you choose some convenience foods, and that's how disaster happens. So having this amazing food system that delivers so much variety no matter where in the world you are, it's amazing. But it can also be really, really bad news if you don't know how to navigate abundance of choice. And that's why it's important to have some guidelines for your meals. One of my mentors who founded his own nutrition school, he said, trying to navigate our food system by feeling it is like trying to navigate a minefield by feeling it. Yeah, it can be done, but it has consequences. The same as our modern food system. Yeah, you can feel your way through it, but if you don't have any idea about what nutritious and healthy meal is, it's really, really, really hard and confusing. And that's what I'm getting more and more from people. People are just simply confused. People like you guys. And again, my very simple guide for you to eat as much nutrition as possible per each freaking bite of food is to start with a lot of vegetables. Have a bowl of vegetables as your first course. You can also mix it, of course, but have it and eat it, finish it. Eat some protein and fat rich foods. And then also add some maybe nuts, maybe some some fatty foods like avocado, then some legumes, some whole grains. There are a lot of variety of foods, but again, the basics are a lot of vegetables, some healthy protein source and fat source, and then legumes, whole grains, tubers. Those are also super rich in nutrients. And maybe, for dessert, you have a piece of fruit. Maybe you have a handful of nuts. Maybe you have half or whole of avocado. Maybe some dark chocolate. And then, after that, if you feel like cookie, then go for this freaking cookie. And that's what it means to eat a balanced diet. And the last piece of advice that I'd like to give you that is really, really important to eat as many nutrients as possible is to add variety. So don't just eat the same thing. Vegetables, rotate your vegetables. When you go shopping for groceries, pick up different vegetables that you haven't tried before. You have Google, you have internet, you have YouTube. You can cook almost anything because you can look it up, and there are tons and tons of really, really simple and fast recipes. The same goes with your protein, guys. Eat eggs, eat duck eggs, eat chicken eggs, eat quail eggs, eat chicken, eat fatty fish, herring, salmon, sardines, anchovies, eat shellfish, eat organ meats like livers, like hearts, eat beef, eat, I don't know, sheep, pork, goat, whatever it is you can find, rotate all of this. Then have different beans, have different whole grains, have variety, and design that variety into your meals. So cook in bulk, but cook variety. So there are many really easy, fast ways how to make it happen. If you really care about your health and about your performance and about long-term health and about preventing degenerative diseases and having the least amount of physical pain, because guys, when you don't have health, you don't have anything, because you're not going to be able to enjoy anything fully when you are sick. And I've been through injuries. I had motorbike accident when I couldn't walk, and I had a lot of pain in my life, and I know what it feels like when you don't have your health, and you don't want to ever have this. And so good quality, nutritious, healthy, balanced diet, that's your best insurance, preventing you from getting Alzheimer's or dementia. That will basically mean that you are losing your mind and you're not going to be able to enjoy anything. So that should be your motivation, to experience life fully as long as it's possible, to your fullest capacity, keeping this capacity for as long as possible. If you have any question, guys, in the show notes also you have a link to schedule our free express call where you can ask all of your questions about your current nutrition and how you can make it better in the next week, in the next few days, for the rest of your life or for the next year. So what foods are better for you, what are better food choices, what you should avoid at all costs according to all the scientific data, what can you do, how can you eat to lose fat naturally if this is the issue, what can you eat, what can you do to improve your cholesterol or to your blood sugar levels or your inflammation levels. All of this you can ask during our short express session. So use the link in the show notes. It's open to you guys, so use it. I'll be really happy to help you. And that's it for today, guys. Balanced, healthy diet, your ultimate guide to what it means, what it is, and to repeat it again, because repetition is the mother of all skills, so you remember it better. A healthy, balanced diet is a diet that supplies in a balanced way, in a way that doesn't harm your body, all the energy you need, basically all the calories, all the macronutrients you need, basically all the proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and all the micronutrients you need, all the vitamins and minerals. So this is what it means to eat a healthy, balanced diet, not some balance of crap and no and okay food. So that's it for today. I hope it was really helpful. And most importantly, I hope that you're going to use it as soon as possible and schedule our call to start using this knowledge and to figure out how you can start using this knowledge in your life, to feel better, look better, perform better, and live really awesome life for as long as it's humanly possible. So that's my wish for you for today and for the rest of your life. Anyhow, thank you guys for tuning in, for staying with me, and as usual, till next time, eat better daily.